Well, big pressure now in England. They play Zimbabwe on Tuesday. Highlights obviously here on BBC Two. And a mention of Zimbabwe, if they won their third consecutive match today against Sri Lanka, they'd qualify automatically for the next stage, the Super Sixes. And not surprisingly, they picked the same 11 that beat India for today's match at Worcester. No real stars in there, but consistent scorers all the way down the order. Now, Sri Lanka knew that defeat meant they were out of the competition, and according to their manager, the prospect of a disgraceful exit was staring them in the face. One change for them, Upashanta replacing Chandana in their attack. A landmark day for the Zimbabwe captain Alistair Campbell, his 100th one-day international. He tossed, Ranatunga called correctly, and chose to field.
Oh, that's up in the air. This is going to be a catch. Johnson's given up the chase. Wickramasinghe takes the catch. Upashanta has taken the first wicket for Sri Lanka, and Neil Johnson is out.
And is out. Well, a little bit of extra bounce, a little bit of movement back into the batsman, and I think an inside edge onto the stump. So the end of Paul Strang, and more importantly, a second wicket for the Sri Lankans. A very positive stroke from Grant Flower. Takes another boundary.
Yes.
A nice shot. Short and wide outside the off stump. And this outfield is like lightning.
Oh, they're going for a quick single, and if it goes to the far end, there's going to be a run out here, surely. Steve Buckner is not even calling for the third umpire. He doesn't need to. Murray Goodwin is out. Oh, that must be out. Caught behind, and Wickramasinghe has taken his second wicket. Grant Flower has gone, and that is the last thing that Zimbabwe needed. Oh, has he touched it? The slips have gone up, the keeper's gone up, and so too has David Shepherd's finger. And that is the end of Campbell. The captain has gone. He's giving it plenty of air, and he's gone. Has he kept it? Arjuna Ranatunga has managed to hold on to it. And Guy Whittle has walked.
From 78 for 2 and in control, Zimbabwe had slumped to 94 for 6. Enter Andy Flower and Stuart Carlisle to shore up the innings with a 7th wicket partnership worth 66.
Well, over the top is the way that Stuart Carlisle has gone. And he's got the full reward, 6 runs.
Now then, is Carlisle struggling? I'm sure he is. Good position this by Sanath Jayasuriya. And that's out. And that must be out. It's gone off the top edge of the bat. The Sri Lankans are celebrating. Well, they might. Andy Flower has now gone.
Well, after all that, Zimbabwe found themselves going into the final over on a rather meagre 180 for 9.
Well, so he decided to stand still this time and has made a maximum. And he's gone again, this time over extra cover. Not quite all the way this time, but again, a very clean strike of the ball.
Well, the Flowers top scoring on 42 and 41 respectively, and that big hitting by Brandes at the end gave his side something to bowl at. Wickramasinghe was the best of the Sri Lankan bowlers, 3 for 30, and the ever-intriguing Muralitharan taking 2 wickets for 29. So it was a Colombo or bust for Sri Lanka, the holders 50 overs away from being eliminated.
And that's where Jayasuriya likes it, but it could have cost him this time. Jayasuriya cannot believe it. It was a wide delivery, which he normally puts away to the fence. And that is a huge blow for the Sri Lankans, losing their kingpin
After that early setback, Mahanama hit back for Sri Lanka, and he found good support from Atapatu, their second wicket stand worth 62.
Well, full toss and put away very nicely. No chance of anyone cutting that one off. Oh, this is a cracking shot. Plenty of room. And 4 more.
That's gone through. And it's 4 more runs to the Sri Lankan total, which brings up the 50.
Well, it wasn't the greatest ball in the world. It was wide of the off stump.
I think the angled bat looking for one to third man. The ball's just dragged on.
After his exploits against India, Henry Alonga came into the match on a hat-trick. But it wasn't to be. Instead, Guy Whittle took up the challenge for Zimbabwe.
Short and out. The catch has been taken by Andy Whittle, the substitute fielder.
This is that short ball that we've seen De Silva look for before. Andy Whittle's pulled down a vital catch for Zimbabwe.
That's it. Whittle has struck again. A dolly of a Corton bowled. And Guy Whittle is keeping Zimbabwe in this match.
Another bad day for the Sri Lankan star names, but undaunted, Atapatu set about keeping them in the competition.
And that's a lovely shot. Well, we saw one similar to that in the Zimbabwean innings earlier today. And Marvin Atapatu brings up his personal 50. And a catch. Alistair Campbell, the captain, has taken the wicket of Marvin Atapatu. And all those dancing Sri Lankan supporters have suddenly gone quiet, and the Zimbabwe supporters are shouting up as well. Well, a big appeal, and umpire Steve Buckner has given him out. Jai Wardner is not particularly happy, but I must admit, the naked eye told me that that was a fairly straight delivery.
And so the match once again hanging in the balance. If Vas and Kalawitarana didn't come up with the goods, then the holders Sri Lanka would be out.
And Vaz has pulled it round for 4. That's going all the way. And he's repeated it. It's gone all the way this time. Could have chopped it on. It's racing away. It's gone for 4. And Kalawitarana hits the winning runs for Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka have beaten Zimbabwe by 4 wickets with 4 overs to spare. Great effort by the Sri Lankans. Their interest in the competition still very strong.
But their big names, Jayasuriya, De Silva and Ranatunga, just 15 between them. 21 wides were crucial when the match was really tight. And as far as the figures are concerned, well, Alonga, the hero, 4 days earlier, conceding more than 5 and over. Disappointment for Zimbabwe today. And so this section really could go to the wire. 3 to qualify. South Africa won, obviously, but England are going to have to win one of their remaining 2 games against India and Zimbabwe. And even then, it could still come down to run rates. Tomorrow, 2 games.